Hey, y'all, what's going on? It's your boy Charles Arnez World. Tapping in. Check out my other YouTube channels, Charles Arnez World, No Face City. But I want to talk to y'all about, this is just my experience when dealing with the opposite sex, which is women. I feel like the women of modern time, 2025, shit, I've said this years, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this is just my feeling. It's my feeling. This is what I think from my experience in America dealing with the American women. Because I've only dealt with American women. I've never been out of the country, so I've only dealt with American women. And I believe that the women of today aren't the women that myself, have grown to know what I thought women were when I was younger. I would say in my 20s and teens, And I think that's when I eventually got debunked. I wouldn't say debunked. I would say I got a wake-up call of how the woman nature really is, I've always thought that women were these precious, sweet things that, you gotta just hold them up in the air. These, they're so pure that they don't just, I've always kind of been taught by my mom. My mom was a strong woman to respect women. You respect everybody, but definitely respect women. But she would always kind of come at me about, you don't do this to women. You gotta open the door for, you gotta come at me with, women are just these precious jewels. And I've always kind of led with that, being a gentleman. But as I got out here into the world and started dealing with women of the opposite sex, my mama was on some bullshit. These motherfuckers ain't them sweet motherfuckers that. But I was thinking about my mom. They ain't the sweet roses and sunflowers you painted them out to be in my whole life, mama. They ain't what you grown to know women to be. How she grew up. My mama was born in 1933. My mama had me at 46 years old. So you gotta think, by the time she started teaching me this stuff, she was in her mid-50s, late 50s. So the women of her era, yes, you treat them with the utmost respect, open the door and hold them up at on this pedestal of these beautiful, tender things, and they pure, and they don't just sleep around. And women that sleep around they just call it, mom used to call it women that are hiding the ass. They call hiding the ass women. You didn't want, in my mama's era, you didn't want to be looked at as the hiding the ass girl. Oh, she hiding the ass. Meaning you banging everybody. That's what that was a bad thing to be look, you hiding the ass. Now, they got a thing called hot girl summer. That's a good thing to do, I had a homegirl tell me, man, she slept with a dude one time, slept with a dude one morning, the next night, another dude between her legs. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, women do that? Yeah. I'm like, I was shocked, getting out here and dealing with them. You'd be kind of in shock, I thought, oh shit, they this fucked up out here. And I really learned through high school. I was like, oh mama, you wrong. My mama, mama, these motherfuckers ain't what they're not like how you were when you were in high school, mama. These motherfuckers is vicious. You gotta tame these motherfuckers. These women ain't the women of your era. These women of today are a modern time or some motherfuckers. You gotta be careful. You can't go out into the world with that, I'm gonna be the gentleman to all the women. You fuck around and get set up. I'll tell you about the time I almost got set up, and they banking on you to be this sucker in love, sucker for love, gentleman nigga, that way they can work your ass. I'll tell you about that time I almost got robbed. You can't be that sweet, sappy sucker no more. You fuck around and be broke and dead. And that's right. These women setting niggas up. Every time you look around the news, you hear about some young girl setting some man, and y'all young guys, oh my God. Ooh, I feel for y'all. Shit, y'all, these young women in y'all era, them motherfuckers would shut y'all ass up so sweet. If you a sucker, if you a lovey-dovey gentleman ass nigga. Now, am I saying all women of American modern era are all fucked up? No, I'm not saying all of them are fucked up. What I'm saying is, women, young fellas, y'all can't move. You can't be the open the door for me. I'm gonna treat every woman like a flower. That can get you robbed, set up. if you got anything to lose. Now, if you ain't got nothing to lose, you just a run-of-the-mill average, you ain't really got no money, then you ain't got to worry about nobody trying to, work you in that manner. But if you got something to lose, you got a business, and you're dealing with a woman and she know you holding big money, and you figure out a way to get money, you figure out a way how to get money young, you know what I'm saying? And you got something to lose, you can't be out here all willy-nilly thinking with your dick. First of all, these women are fucking at a high rate now, so you can fuck around and catch something more so than back in the day. You can catch something back in the day too, but these women are shelling that pussy out so fast now that the STDs are spreading. You see what's going on with Houston and Atlanta. You hear about the rise in Houston and Texas and Atlanta. Not just amongst African Americans. They want to put it like it's all African Americans. No, it's on the rise amongst all motherfuckers in those states. You got to put on a condom if you in Texas getting some ass. You got to put on a condom if you in Atlanta getting some ass. I'm even hearing parts of Pittsburgh and shit like that, the disease, STDs on the rise. They can't beat now. Okay, now you can say, okay, well, the men out there fucking all the women. Yeah, but the women can't the men can't spread the disease, but the women ain't consistently opening their legs to give it to them. If they're not, if it's going up like they saying is, like the rate of the diseases are going up like they say it is, where it's drastically going up. HIV is going up, and other STDs are going up. It's got to be because the women are spreading it out more. Like I was saying about my homegirl, she said she fucked one dude in the nighttime, and in morning time, dude, he piped her down from the night before. He didn't pipe her down in the morning. The next night, she got nothing between her legs. You know what I'm saying? That's true. Hell, and probably one for lunch, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be. I'm just saying, you can't move lustfully like you used to. You can't think with your dick and be Mr. Gentleman. These women they see that as you a sucker. They don't see that as now a real woman will see that, oh, that's a man, will see that and appreciate that. But the women part is far and few in between. That's why I urge, I talk to myself on this, just go about your life. You're going to have to be disciplined. Go about your life and go after your goals and your dreams and things that you got set up that you want to do. And don't lead with because I remember when I was young, my 20s, you used to go out with your homeboys, on the weekend to the mall, and, we would be at the mall, and, different little functions they would have around Florida, whether it be beach week or, summertime, an outdoor event, we would go and be scoping for chicks, women and stuff like that, get their numbers and stuff. You can't really do that no more, man. It's kind of, you put yourself out there like that, you kind of got to really suppress that sexual urge and really go after you and really focus on yourself. Not saying you can't go out and have fun, but you gotta move cautiously. You know what I'm saying? Like, I go out, for instance, I tell you about the story about I met the young lady. I was dressed up real nice, had my beard shaved, and the girl tried to holler at me at the bar, and she was banging. I was like, I don't know. This girl, I asked her how old she was. I'm 25. And I told her, I said, I'm 45. And so what? I like older men. I said, nah, chick. You set me up for your little game banging boyfriend who you really banging, thinking I'm gonna be all lustful. I'm gonna get this little young girl. Ooh, I'm gonna take, and then fuck around and you set my ass up to get swashed by your little crip or blood boyfriend. No thanks. And she was like, you don't want to go? And she kind of looking at me like, why are you not falling for it? Just the whole energy body was banging. Just the whole energy was, nigga, I'm setting you, I see you as a lame. You look like you got some money. I'm finna set you up for a lick. That felt like a lick. You know what I'm saying? And luckily I didn't fall for it. And that's how y'all gotta move. You got something to lose. You can't move all with your dick. You can't think with your dick, man. You know what I'm saying? I was listening to this rapper named Sugar Free. He was like, "You big." He was like, he had a quote in a line in one of his songs, and he was like, you know, he said, "You big dummy, you bummy, you let your dick spend all your money." That's the truth. You can't be letting your dick spend all your money. You know what I'm saying? Thinking, oh, if I just keep taking her out and spending money on it, she gonna let me hit. You fuck around. You know, these NBA players thinking with they dick, getting set up. Shannon Sharp, dumbass, got set up, thinking with his dick. That little 19-year-old, 21, I think she's 21 now, 20-year-old girl got this fool for millions. Thinking with his ding-a-ling, not peeping the scene. First of all, you shouldn't be any 19-year-old only, and she was an OnlyFans model. Come on, that right there, being that you're in your status of, you this Hall of Famer, all these accolades, you shouldn't even want nobody even in your presence like that. Niggas be so lustful and don't even be thinking, well, I'm gonna get that little 19-year-old white ass. And being so lustful that he's not thinking that, dude, why would she even be interested in you? You never thought about that? You're in your 50s. This one, and she got his dumb ass. Millions that could have went towards another business venture. Millions that could have went towards help somebody out in the family. No, he done went ahead and made this 19-year-old girl a millionaire because he couldn't control his ding-a-ling. And she set his dumb ass up sweet. Because he thought that she was this sweet young girl. No, nigga. They not like, that's what part of this video. They not the women of yesteryear. They not innocent no more. These motherfuckers be looking to get you. If you got something to get got. What's this up here? Oh, they got a detour. Anyway, y'all, I just want to just rant about that. Be careful dating young men and men of my age and any other age. You got to think with discernment. Peep game. Don't think with your dick. Especially if in your 40s, you got to move with some sort of a dirt and discernment. Because men that are my age, 40 and up, y'all can't afford to be around not just thinking with your dick all willy-nilly. You ain't 20 years old no more. You know what I'm saying? You ain't 20 years old no more. So, wise up. Stay focused. Get disciplined. And move accordingly. Don't think with your dick. Move differently,